Aloha everyone, I'm Cheryl Hamilton and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful card. It's a great way to show off your designer series paper and it's called a full pleated card. So stay tuned and I'll show you how it's done. Today I'm going to show you how to make a full pleated card, and I think this card is so pretty. It's just a wonderful way to show off your designer series papers. And so here's all the stuff I need for it. Basically, I've cut the card base is real red and it's cut 8.5 by 5.5, scored down the middle at 4 1/4. So I'll just set that aside. This is the part that's going right on top that I'm embossing, and this layer is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then I have some designer series paper, and this one's called Joy of Christmas. It's one in the mini catalog, and it's got beautiful, some beautiful leaves and flowers and things like that on it. I love the colors, and a little contrasting piece. So this piece that we're gonna play around with is cut at, let me see, 11 inches by 3 inches. So you can't use it with the small 6 by 6 designer series papers. You need the big 12 by 12 ones. And then I've got a little strip that is 6 inches by 1/2 inch. And I just want to show you this paper real quick. It's in this catalog here, which is the mini September to December 2023, on page 29. And so these are all the images in the, what's it, Joy of Christmas. And then every time I go to this catalog, I see different things. I try not to go to it all the time because, you know, I don't want to buy everything. Well, I do want to buy everything, but I can't. But look at this paper. I didn't get this yet, and it's called Joyful Specialty Designer Series Paper. And whenever it says specialty, you know you're going to love it because it has like shiny gold and silver in it, and it's beautiful. And look at these sequins. So anyway, let me show you how to do this thing. So I'm going to use the Stamp and Score board, and you can see I have tons of score lines here. You're going to pay attention. Well, first you're just going to score it, but do pay attention to if it has an up and down to it. This one kind of doesn't. I think it would be fine either way, but I'm putting it up against the top. Some people just have trouble scoring sometimes and will get out of the lines, and I think the main problem is that they'll lift their hand up and try to do it this way. You really need to rest the ball of your hand on the board and scoot it down like that. All of them. I'm starting at 1 1/2 and just going. One other thing about scoring on designer series paper is it's thinner than cardstock, so be careful you don't just press really hard. I usually don't use the thin end of the stylus when I'm doing designer series paper, because if you fold it and you've scored too hard, it will make a tear right where you fold, so you don't want that. Okay, so I'm kind of done with this now. And let me see, what I'm doing is with this, okay, before I fold it, I'm going to mark both edges right here in half. And so this is 3 inches, so I'm going to mark it at 1 1/2 inches with a pencil. So the thing with this is you're going to decide if it does have an up and down. Where do I like it? I think I like it this way. The top of it you want to be straight. See how I haven't cut anything on this, but the bottom is at an angle. So I'm going to actually cut from, I think it's from this line down, but I want to cut it to the 6 score line, I think. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So I'm going to make a little mark on there so I don't get mixed up. And then I know this is the 7th one, and that's going to cut up to this one. And another way to think about that is if you hold it, well, you can't see it on here, but if I really look at it, I can tell that this is the middle and it's a 1 inch section right there. So let me show you. I'm going to cut from this mark on this edge down to, right now I'm just cutting down to what was the 7th one. This will hopefully make sense to you. Okay, so I can see a mark there. I'm putting it right in the groove, you know, right there where the cutter's going to go, and this one up here. So before you cut, make sure you've got your 2 marks, and then you can cut it off. And you might want to save this little piece for a template. The next part, I'm going down to this. See where this is? This is the halfway mark, and I'm going to cut to the 6th score line, which was right there. So this is one thing you might get confused with. Don't cut down to where you just cut. You're leaving this straight part right to there. So I'm cutting from that to, and just slide your paper over, and I can't see it. Right down there is my halfway mark, and then again, I'm looking for this mark up there. And just make sure you got it all before you cut. And these should match. And honestly, you could just save them for a template if you want to. Okay, now I'm going to start folding. And when you fold it, if you just start from one end, it would be easy to get it backwards, and this would end up being what's showing. So I want this part to show. So I'm just going to the middle, and see how on my card, it first starts by being folded towards this center. So that's how I'm going to do it without making any mistakes. I'm going to fold the first one towards the center, and then I'm just going to go back forth like an accordion or a fan, and there. So I have one part done. And then same thing on the other side. I'm going to go towards the middle. And it's easier to see on this back, but I'm going to go towards the middle and then just back and forth. Okay, that looks really cute. So do that. Just burnish your fold really well. And then I'm going to turn it over and put some tear and tape on it. So you just kind of push it down so it holds it flat. And go all the way across. Okay, I'm going to emboss this piece with 3D, the basic 3D embosser, and I'll be right back. I've embossed this with a Basics 3D embossing folder, and you'll find this in the online exclusives, and it comes as a pack of 3, and one's kind of a polka dot, one's sort of a plaid one, and then there's this one. So I'll put the number on there. When you're putting this down, again, I like to use my grid paper a lot to get it straight. And, oh, I already did that. Okay, I'm going to take off my, the back part of my tape, and I like to use the Take Your Pick tool to get it up. Okay, so I want this part to be flat against the bottom. And then I'm probably just looking at my grid paper to see if it looks straight. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to press it down. The ends of it still have tape. So all I'm doing is, well, they don't have very much, but I'm going to curve it around and stick it to the back like that. Okay, and then the final part is this, the little strip, This looks okay too, but I'm gonna put tear and tape on here, and just because there's so many layers right there, the tear and tape will help it to, oh, it doesn't work with this. The tear and tape will help it to stick better. And again, I like to use the grid paper to help me get it straight. And this is just curving around the back and sticking like that. Yay. Oh, I like it. It's looking good. And it does look sort of crooked. How'd I do that? Oh, maybe it's okay. I'm going to stick it on my card base, and I'm just going to use Tombow glue, but you could use tear and tape or a snail or any of those things. I guess not snail. We don't have that anymore. Stamp and seal. But make sure you put enough glue on this because it's just got so many, you know, it's kind of bumpy and stuff. So I want to make sure that it stays well. You have a few seconds to position it. And sometimes I'll even use a big block on the back. I was using a bigger one in class, so I probably left it in the other room. But just because I get impatient, so I use my blocks to hold things down, so I don't have to stand there with my fingers and do it. I'm going to stamp the inside with a sentiment from Brightest Glow. So this one's, may the peace of the season light your world, and may your new year be the brightest. And I just love I like the saying and the fonts in this. I'm using Shaded Spruce. And then I'll glue that to the middle. I need a scratch paper too, just to do another sentiment. I want to do Merry Christmas that's from Stars at Night. So I'm going to use this one here and end up cutting it out. So it's Merry Christmas, and I'm going to cut that out with something fancy dies. I'm going to pop the sentiment on the front up with dimensionals. And then these are really pretty. They're called Blooming Pearls. Aren't those neat? They're really like iridescent. They're very pretty. And let me see. I used the green. I'm going to do something different. Kind of like, I don't know if this will go. Yeah, it does. It's pretty. That's a bluish green. It's probably, well, I don't know, Lost Lagoon or the peacock one. And finally, stick the white piece to the inside. Don't forget to stamp something pretty on your envelopes. And I sure hope you guys give this a try. It's really a neat card, and once you get over the scoring thing, I think you'll really like this for using up your designer series papers. Before I go, there's a great sign-up special this month, just the month of October. So if you have a big wish list, or you would like to get a Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, or or if you'd just like to get 20% off of the things you order from Stampin' Up, I'd love to have you join my team. So just leave me a comment or message me or something, and I'll tell you how that's done. That'd be great. But anyway, hope you guys give this card a try. And thanks so much for watching me. Please subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Aloha.